You guys had questions? Now we're going to answer them. This is Real Estate Unfiltered. Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome. We're just going to talk over me? Is that what we're going to do now? Is this our first time?
I'm Memo.
I'm Chris, and apparently this is the first time that we've done this.
All right, so with this episode, throughout the last few shows, we had a lot of people send us messages, comments, just asking different questions that we were answering on social media, but we figured we'd do a Q&A type session right now. So we went through all those posts and comments and
we actually got quite a few that we're not going to be able to cover all in one day. So we're going to have to probably do another one in the future. But
yeah, we'll do a handful of the really interesting ones right now.
So what did you get out of it? Were all of yours just people that follow you? Or I noticed on mine, I had a lot of actual real estate agents comment and say, I want to know this question, or here's a question.
So I had a couple realtors, a few just random people that were following us that I never interacted with before, and even a few past clients that were asking questions that are a little bit more about the time right now, like what's going on in the market and things like that. So I guess I'll start it off.
Okay.
So this one's actually from a realtor. This is from Jason.
Okay.
So he asked, what things do you hate most about dealing with other agents?
And you're asking me this? What do I hate about other agents? I guess first off, just answer your dang phone. Yeah. This is a business, and you're trying to sell someone's house. You're in a transaction. There's lots of stuff that goes on in the transaction that your client doesn't know about, that we put out fires daily, So
100%.
It's like answer your phone. That's the most easiest thing. After that, I think it's like set up your voicemail. Again, it goes to voicemail, and it's no one knows who they're calling. I think it is a business. Be more professional. And I mean, obviously things come up. You can't always answer your phone. I know me and you try to answer as much as possible. When we can't, I always do a text back. So at least there's some communication back. Say, hey, I'm on the phone. I'll call you back. Just don't. That's my first pet peeve, I guess.
I acknowledge your call.
Yeah.
I'll get back to you.
I'm not ignoring you. I see it. I'll call you right back. So that's my first things I don't like.
Yeah. I mean, communication's key, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're dealing with another individual. You're trying to get the household. It's supposed to be a win-win situation, right? So communication, answer your phone. If you can't answer, shoot a quick text. Hey, I'm on the other line. I'm in a meeting. I'm with a client.
You can set up your phone to do that as well.
Yeah,
it's easy. Just automatic
thing.
Response. Another thing I guess hate, is that the question? What we hate about it?
Yeah, that was the direct question. Was
can we switch it to dislike? When you're starting a transaction or something, and right off the gate they want to be like the power play. Then they I'm a broker. I've been a broker for this. And then it's like, I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
They try to, and then we can pull up all the information on the MLS. It's like, you've sold 2 houses. So that's something else. And that just puts a bad taste in your mouth starting the whole transaction. I mean, we're going to be working together for a while. Let's get along.
It's just communication in general. I mean, it's going back to one of our first episodes where we were talking about sellers and listing agents and other agents, like how to communicate with them. It's the same thing when they were submitting an offer. Remember, we had that conversation, like, oh, we get an offer in our email box. No text, no call. We didn't even know it was coming in. Right there off the bat, it's like, oh, am I going to deal with someone that just doesn't communicate throughout the entire transaction?
Yeah. I think that's the most of it. Just like you said, just the communication. I mean, it's supposed to be a win-win for both the clients and, so yeah, I think those are the 2 main things that I can think of.
So I have a couple other things with that too. So with the communication, I guess, is the biggest thing. It's what we're talking about the most. So I think either inexperience is a big play. Mm-hmm. But the one thing that I really do hate is if there's an issue, they don't tell me right away.
Yeah.
It gets dragged on, and then they're ignoring you because they don't want to answer your call. And that automatically puts me in a situation where okay, something's going on. Yeah. Like if you were communicative for the first half of the transaction, and then all of a sudden you ghost me, and then the TC doesn't call,
there's obviously something going on.
What's going on?
It's much easier. Yeah. As soon as you know something's wrong, you tell the other side, and then you put your heads together and you find a solution. It's pretty easy.
That's the exact thing, right? I mean, I'll toot my own horn. I've been in the industry 21 years. I've been through a lot of different scenarios. So if you tell me something that's happening, and then my experience being an escrow officer and working with lenders, I could probably help push this through because I don't know your experience. I don't know what's actually happening, but I might have the answer where I'm like, oh, I've actually dealt with this 2 years ago. This is what we need to do.
And
or this is what we're solve.
Like a team and having 14 other members, if we haven't dealt with it, somebody else on our team might have. So get us in the loop, tell us what's going on, and let's work together and find a solution. So
100%.
that's the main thing I dislike about working with other agents.
Oh, I'm going to keep saying hate because I hate it.
Hate.
So this is the worst. This is what I hate about other agents. Hate with a capital
Wow,
H, capital A, capital T, capital E. I hate it.
So you're yelling the word
I'm
hate.
yelling hate right
Okay.
now. Just let me know if you're going to be late or you're not going to show up to your
Jesus.
damn showing.
Yes, that's a big one. It's like our clients have to get the house ready, get their kids or whatever they have to do, get out of the house for the showing, and then you're 30, 45 an hour, you're late, and you don't give us a heads up. It's like a simple text. Hey, wait, I'm running late. It's like, cool, no problem. Thank you.
And then some of the texts I get back like, oh, I have 10 showings. I was driving. I'm like, you could have, right before you were unlocking your car, pull out your phone. Hey, running 15 minutes late. Done. Cool.
Okay.
It's communication. I just need to know. And I mean, I know sometimes it's the buyers where it's last minute. This actually happened to me yesterday, and it's a shitty situation because it was a sign call on one of my listings. Talked to them. They're like, oh yeah, I love the house. It's the exact size I need. It's what we're looking for. My family member lives across this or around the corner. We want to see it. Perfect. It's the call that I was on when we were walking to Storm the other night.
Okay, yeah.
So the next day, so it was for that next day at 4 p.m. Called in the or text in the morning, 10 o'clock, whatever. Hey, just confirming our appointment for today at 4. Crickets. Okay, whatever. It's fine. 12 o'clock rolls around. Didn't get a text back. I called. No answer.
No answer. Yeah.
1:30 rolls around. Still nothing. So now I have to tell my seller took off work to get the house ready because they have big dogs, so they need someone to put it away. So now they're in that kind of predicament. 1:30, nothing. Call, voicemail, text, all the above. About 3-ish o'clock, I call again. She finally answers. Oh, you know what? We talked to my family.
We changed our minds last minute.
We really need a 5-bedroom instead of a 4-bedroom. I'm like,
this would have been nice to know yesterday.
yeah, before I did all this. And I told her, I'm like, my clients took the day off work. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. I mean, it is what it is. People can change their mind, but it's, again, the communication. That time it happened to be with a buyer. But if it was another agent, I would want to know that right away because I have to tell it to my
People
sellers.
have to realize what they do affects others.
Correct.
So I think the answer to that question, it just boils down to communication is probably the biggest, obviously, answer to that number one question.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything other than that. It's communication, right?
Yep.
We're both on the same playing field. We're both trying to get to the same finish line. Let's just have a communication. Let's keep that communication open. If there's something wrong, cool, let me know. If there's a delay, if there's something, whatever, just answer your phone,
we'll figure it out.
text. I don't want to have to text you in the morning and that 8 o'clock at night when I remember again, and I'm sending you the little question mark emoji. Like,
I do that same thing.
Hey, I haven't heard from you all day.
Are you sending him a GIF like waiting? I like to send a funny one sometimes because that'll just make them laugh. I'm like, okay, I'll respond now.
I did this the other day. It was a couple days ago. Same thing. I question marked the guy. He never responded, and then he ended up texting me like at 9 o'clock at night. And he's like, hey, I'm driving somewhere. As soon as I get there, the form you need's in my email. I'll forward it over. Got nothing. I waited till like 10 or 11 o'clock the next morning. Still never got anything. I text him like, well, you must still be driving because I haven't heard back from you. Text me right away.
Sometimes sarcasm works. So
it really does because it makes them feel stupid too. It's like, dude, you told me you're going to do something. Just do it.
Yeah. Sometimes you forget. So sometimes just being sarcastic or a funny gift, they're like, oh, they'll get a little chuckle out of it and then they'll send it to you. So.
Yeah, exactly. All right. What do you got on your side?
So here. This one came in, I think this one, I didn't see if he was a realtor or not, but this one came in through John. Our realtors, I can't even read my writing. I said, are realtors really not allowed to say what their highest offer is at?
I get this one all the time
all the time too. Yes.
So I'll explain it from a buyer's agent perspective. Like if we're the buyer's agent, we're always calling. And again, we talked about this in our buyer's episode. I think in our seller's episode too. We always call. We're calling those listing agents. Hey, what's your best offer? Where do we need to be?
Right.
9 times out of 10, they always say, oh, I can't tell you that.
But that's not written in writing anywhere.
No, it's actual opposite. If you look in our listing agreement, there's a passage in there, a paragraph. It specifically states that you're able to.
Right. And for the listing agent, your job is to get your seller the highest and best offer.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's in your best interest to, if you have multiple offers, to tell them. I mean, I'm not going to tell them the exact number.
Oh, I do.
Oh, you do? I mean, if we're at like, 755, I'm not going to say 755. Because then they're to come in at 756. I'll just say we have multiple offers. For you to be ahead, you need to be closer to like 760.
Yeah. Or over 755 or between 750, 760. But give them at least somewhat of a range.
Well,
And there's been times where a buyer's agent will come and be like, hey, my clients absolutely love the house. I know you're gonna have a lot of activity. What's the number to close it?
to make it
And
happen.
I'll tell them like, hey, I'll talk to my clients and we've had this
Hmm.
conversation like, hey, if you give me X, so it could be 15, 20, 25 grand over list price. Like, hey, if you give me X, I'll stop. If we do an open house, I'll stop showings for
I'll
this weekend.
cancel all
Like,
the other showings and it's yours. Yeah.
yeah,
But that's the listing agent's job is for their seller. So when I call when working with buyers and it's like, oh, just send over your highest and best offer, like you're not doing your seller any service on that, in my opinion.
yeah,
And then it's never a law that's written. So I don't know why I get it all the time. The agent's like, oh, I'm not allowed to tell you. I'm like, that's crap. You are.
yeah, that's total BS.
That is. So
But yeah, I mean, there was one just a few weeks ago that I lost, that I submitted an offer on because they wouldn't tell me. My clients would have gone up an extra 20 grand if they would have
yeah,
told me.
you just tell me what the offer is and we'll send it to
Yeah.
you.
And I told them like, oh, can we be between, is it somewhere between this price? They're like, oh yeah, that'll probably work. And I'm like, okay, cool. I went right in the
Yeah.
middle.
So
And I'm like, well, if you would have, and they didn't even counter us back. It's like, if I would have got a counter, we would have got 20 grand more.
yeah.
Or if you would have just said, hey, you know what? Send us an offer at 820. Cool. We probably would have done it.
Yeah.
But
So sometimes they lose their seller's money, so it's on them. So
it really is. Um, all right, let's see the next one. That one. Okay, so this one's from just a random viewer, not anyone I know. His name's Greg. Home descriptions, home description agent. Oh, in the home description, agents mention the fridge and washer and dryer included. Is that always the case? Does it help? And what are our thoughts on that?
what was that? So they're selling a house, and in the description there's somewhere it says washer, dryer, fridge is included.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah. So it said
so it's
in the
twofold. Like,
description,
does it
agents
help, and
mention
what do I think? Okay.
correct.
Does it
And
help?
is it normal that they're included, or is it always included?
There's no right or wrong way to do it. Does it help? I don't particularly think so. Um, if some other, because most buyers are going to ask for it for it anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't think it benefits them. It's your house is going to sell faster or for more money because you're giving them that. My take on it is why you're giving away stuff for free right out the gate.
Correct.
My clients, they'll say, I'm leaving this. I will never put it in there because I want to use that for negotiation power when they send the offer.
I use it as leverage.
So when I see that when other agents do it, I'm like, why are you offering away free stuff right out the gate? That makes zero sense to me.
We could use it as leverage during the negotiation. We could use it as leverage during the inspections.
Yep.
And then we could, at the end of the day, so four options, right? Third option is we could say, hey, do you want to buy it?
Yeah.
If there's no negotiation or if there's easy stuff,
You can buy it outside of escrow.
yeah, well, you want to buy it. And then fourth, worst case scenario, if you know the clients are leaving it, hey, you know what? They're not able to take it. They're going to just leave it for you for free.
So
as a
just
worst
giving
case
away
scenario.
stuff free right out the gate just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I use it again for, like you said, for inspections, for stuff like that. But it's like if they send us an offer and so it's a little low, like, okay, you can have this, but we want our number.
Yep.
So yeah, I would use it for negotiations, not just give away free stuff.
Yep.
It
And then kind of to circle back to, it is a big misconception. A lot of sellers think that the fridge and washer and dryer always have to be left.
Yeah.
No, that's personal property. So the fridge, washer and dryer, those you could always take. Stove, microwave, oven, dishwasher, those always stay, or have to stay type of thing. And then the other thing, what was I going to say?
I don't know. You didn't say it.
I don't know. I just totally lost my
It
train of
was
thought.
probably the best thought you've ever had in your life too.
The other thing too, so if we get into either a multiple offer situation or someone is paying more for the house above asking price offer, if it's something like worthwhile, I just got one that was $35,000 over asking price. They asked for the fridge and washer and dryer.
Yeah.
I usually come into the situation like, hey, let's not poke the bear over this. They're paying $35,000 over. You're getting what you wanted.
Yeah.
Let's not even try to worry about this or that. So that's kind of the conversation I
know
have
a lot of
with
my clients
sellers.
now are moving out of state. So most of them want to leave it anyways.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
cheaper to
it's
buy one.
cheaper just to buy new instead of paying to haul it across country.
Yep.
So with that, let's have that in our back pocket, knowing that you don't want to take it anyway. So that'd be my answer on that. Just nope, it doesn't do you any justice.
And the same, I guess we could kind of go off on a little segue on this with furniture. A lot of people, same scenario where they're moving out of state. Hey, do you think they want the couch or this or that or anything like that? And sometimes buyers will ask for like the patio furniture, the couch, they'll put it on the contract. But yeah, we're not going to leave it for free. Use it as leverage.
Use it as leverage. Obviously, that doesn't add value to the house. The appraiser's not going to throw in furniture and say the house is worth more because you're leaving it for him.
Exactly.
But it's either negotiate for leverage or just sell it to them outside of escrow. So.
Yeah, exactly. And if you already know, or if you know your clients are moving out of state and they already told you, hey, I'm trying to get rid of everything, I always have the conversation with the buyer's agent. I'm like, hey, when you go do your inspection, the sellers are willing to sell X, Y, and Z or anything in the house. So if there's anything that catches your eye, let us know.
Yeah.
That way I know now they're interested in something. And then when they get the repair back or the request for repair, I'm like,
Hmm.
hey, well, you know that couch you
You
wanted? You know
wanted,
what?
yeah.
They'll leave it, but we're not going to do any repairs.
Right.
So it's leverage for your client.
Perfect.
And then if you're a buyer's agent, always ask for it because you never know if they'll get it.
Well, this one came from a girl named Lisa. I'm not quite sure who she is, but it's kind of a smart. No, this isn't. Actually, this came from you, Gonzo, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll give this to you. What makes you guys better? That's just kind of blunt and to the point.
Right. So, I mean, we kind of went over this in the buyer's uh, video and the seller's video. So, I mean, I wouldn't say we're better than anyone, right? Everyone
Right.
kind of
That's what I was gonna say.
yeah,
I wouldn't say that, but I think different.
yeah,
I would go there,
different.
use that word.
I would say we have a lot of value that we bring to the
Hmm.
table. And it really goes down to like our marketing budget. We have an actual marketing budget where a lot of agents don't have a marketing budget. We do the full videos. We do the different reels now, like the funny ones that we're starting to do that are getting a lot more attention. We're doing the full 360 tours, the aerial
Yeah,
shots. We're doing all those things that a lot of agents don't want to spend the money on just because they don't think it works, but it does work. And then just experience. I mean, I've been in the industry 21 years now. You've been in the industry what?
forever. You're gonna age me, so on the down low. But
60 years?
60. But I think on that too. I mean, not just we don't. I mean, to answer that question, how it's written, I don't want to sound like an arrogant asshole.
I'm trying
But
not to.
I try to
Trying to avoid that.
how to phrase this. But if you have somebody, let's say in any like industry, they do one or two deals or transactions or whatever it is that they do, and you have someone else that does over 100 like a year. So obviously, yeah, the one that does more is probably quote unquote better. But then anything after that, I think it's just changing the wording to how we're different and what we do. Because there's no, again, right or wrong way to real estate. And we've mentioned that before. So everyone has their own way of doing things. We feel like we go above and beyond and try to do the most we can for a client,
Mhm.
advertise the home as much as possible so we can get it sold quicker for more money. So better, I don't think so, just different.
Yeah. And even with us being on the team, having as many agents as we do, I always use the line, "Hey, I'm going to be the one dealing directly with you. I don't pass you off to anyone
Right.
else." But I have 14 other agents at my disposal that have their own experience, might have a buyer that they're directly working with that's
Yeah.
going to be able to work with us, or their database full of buyers or anything like that. So it just gives us that little extra, like, hey, you have all
Yeah.
this
And
behind you
And
to
kind of
help
like
sell
you
your
said,
house.
I'm not going to pass you off to anybody. But yeah, we do have lives. We do have vacations. We do get sick. We are human. So in that instance, yeah, we always have something that's going to be there to help you if for some reason we're not capable or not around to
Yep.
do
And
so.
that's what I tell my clients too. It's like if I'm out of town, sick, whatever, kids'
Yeah.
soccer game, if I need someone to show the house right then and there because that's when the buyer could do it, or if I need
Hmm.
there to be there for an inspection or whatever the case
Yeah.
is, you're not going to have to wait for me. There's always someone that I'm going to be able to get to that
Yeah.
property.
And then,
And it's not anything extra that you're paying for. You're not paying for two agents. You're just paying for me, but we have all these
right.
things of value.
So see how I tell the clients. I mean, you're hiring me. I'm your go-to person. But what's different between us and others? That guy is a single agent or single lady. You're getting our whole team. So it's not just me and you marketing the houses. It's our whole team. So it's us times like 14 fold of
Yeah.
other people.
We
So
we have the value to be able to show
yeah,
those clients, whether it's a buyer or seller. And it's not like some other agents where their only value is, oh, I'm going to do it cheaper. It's like, okay, cool, you do it cheaper, but what's actually going to get me to the finish line?
well,
Because a percent less or half a percent, whatever someone else is charging, if
well,
that house eventually doesn't sell, did you save money?
when other people say that they do it for less, I was saying, if that's the only value that they bring to the table is that they do it for less, shouldn't they be doing more deals than us?
Mm,
Right. So it's like, so that doesn't make sense because obviously they're doing it less for a reason because they need a paycheck. They need to get a client. So that's, the answer on that. We're different. We're not better.
correct. All right, next one. This is a fun one. So this one is from who's this from? This is from Jeff. Have you ever fired a client,
Have I ever fired a client?
and why?
Uh, I know once I have for sure. I think probably only once, be honest with you. It was a listing. He was a very my way or the highway type of guy, which is totally fine. Everyone has their
Yeah.
own personalities, and I get that. I mean, even during the listing presentation, I mean, the wife wasn't even allowed to talk. He was like, the house was nice, super clean, like no upgrades or anything. But he would just go on and on and on talking about how great his house is. I mean, it's better than every house in the area, which, like, again, it showed really, really nice. But he
Yeah.
hasn't done anything to make it worth more money. So
Yeah, so it's clean, it shows well, but it's
right.
not upgraded where it's like, oh, that's gonna give us an extra 50 grand or whatever the number
Right.
might
So
be.
then, so he thought it was worth a lot more than the comps did and everything. So we came to a number that we agreed upon, and he's like, "Yeah, you got referred, like you're number one in the area. That's why I want to use you. You're the professional." So we came to a number. I said, "Hey, let's do it this way, kind of your way, for 2 weeks, and kind of your we kind of split the difference on the price.
Yeah.
We'll do it 2 weeks on this way, and then we'll readjust in 2 weeks after the market if nothing's happened, right?"
Yeah.
So then obviously 2 weeks could go by. Nope, he won't reduce it. I mean, he was so my way or the highway. He actually dug the hole in his yard where the sign went because he was that particular. Your sign guy can't touch my yard. He actually dug his own hole. So anyway, so time went by. He wouldn't reduce it. We would do open houses and he would watch us on video and then call us after the fact and yell at us.
I think I remember this
Yeah,
one.
he would yell at us because, again, when people come into the open house, they don't know anything about the house.
Yeah.
So it was a 3-bedroom. So people would come in and like, oh, I need a 4-bedroom. Okay, here's a 4-bedroom down the street. So he would call and yell, your job is to sell my house. Don't you ever try to sell them another house. It's like, well, this is a 3-bedroom. They need a 4-bedroom. There's nothing I can do about that.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I was like, you know what? I don't need this stress in my life. Let's just, you go your way, find another agent because things aren't working out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't need that stress because it could have been 30, 45 days. I don't need hate texts every morning. Like when I wake up, put me in a bad mood, makes me fight with my family. So
Yeah.
it's a stress I don't need. So yeah, I did let him go. He ended up listing with somebody else, same price on the market, 6+ months at least. So paying his mortgage, paying his taxes, paying his HOA, ended up selling at the original price that I told him and offered the
Give him
buyer
credit.
$15,000 credit. So he actually lost money. So yeah,
Yeah.
it
Not
all
in-
worked out in the end.
right. Plus all the, like you said, the holding costs, the mortgage, the taxes.
And he actually had a new build that he was interested in. So he lost that because he never sold his house.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's just a lot of factors. So I think that's the only time I ever did. I mean, we deal with a lot of personalities.
Yeah. I'm actually trying to think. I don't think I've threatened a lot. Like same situation, like, hey, we're not meeting heads, like it's not gonna work out.
Right.
And then they circle back, like, okay, cool, like, okay, let's figure it out. And then
Yeah.
they'll listen to me, and then lo and behold, it sells for what I told them to
Yeah.
originally, or whatever the case was. Or even like there was some ones where it was like negotiating, hey, no, absolutely no, I'm not fixing anything. And then I told them, like, look, it's like $500. I'll pay it if you're not gonna pay it.
Yeah.
Like it's not a big deal, But I don't think I've actually fired a client.
I think that one was just the best for me, to be honest with me.
Yeah.
Because that was just the stress. But again, he said, I hire you because you're the professional. But then he didn't want to do anything I suggested.
Yeah.
So then when it wasn't selling, he was blaming me. And I'm like, what, we're doing it your way. How is it my fault?
Yeah.
So
It's like I try the most I could do. It's up to me to accept if I want to work
Right.
with you at that higher price.
Right.
And you did, and you gave them not I wouldn't say ultimatum, but you told them, hey, let's try it at your thing. If it's not
Exactly.
working, let's give it 2 weeks, and then we'll kind of renegotiate or come back to it. But if they're not going to do that, and then they're not listening to you, what's the point? You're sitting there as a punching bag at that
No.
point.
So that was just more mental for me. I'm already a little mental as it is. So if I would have stayed,
we know
if
that.
I would have stayed in that, I would have came out on the other end much worse. So that's the only time I can think of off the top of my head that I had fired someone.
Yeah. It's one of those weird things. Like again, it's personalities, and there's those type of people that just
We in this industry, we come across. Everyone has their own personality,
yeah.
and 9 times out of 10, it doesn't. Yeah, you just work with it. It is what it is. But that one was just too much. I was like, nah, go to somebody else. And so
Yeah. And then and you see it, like you said, I mean, it comes back full circle. It's like, oh well, remember what the exact price I told you? It's kind of right around there.
right now, I don't argue and fight with them. I mean,
Yeah.
but you're coming off super, super aggressive, and it's like I'm not going to deal with this forever. So. What was that? So it's next question. Oh, we're coming down almost to the end of the questions that we wrote down. We guess we could have brought some more today.
Could have.
Okay, this is actually from a realtor as well. And this is kind of a new thing. Maybe you can go into it just why we
Yep.
don't advertise it anymore. Do you disclose to buyer's agent how much percentage that the seller is willing to give to that agent, I guess I should say?
Yep. So I guess a little bit of backstory.
Or we do without not going too much into detail about it.
Yeah. Well, I'll explain the reasoning of why this question even exists. So back in August, the quote unquote law changed. It wasn't really a law, but the MLS changed where we no longer could advertise the commission that we were offering a buyer's agent on the MLS. So that was the only change. So you hear in the media, oh, sellers don't have to pay buyers commissions anymore. No, that's not the case whatsoever.
But they've never really had to. It's always been negotiable. So.
Yeah, it was never required. Yeah, it's the quote unquote standard. It's what has been around forever. It's still what's happening today. But the only law or the change is that we can no longer actually advertise it, whether it's on the MLS, on our website. We can't advertise it anywhere.
Yeah.
So you do get agents that'll call you from time to time. Hey, my client's really interested in this house. Are you paying commission? Like that's their first question. They're looking out for themselves.
How much am I getting paid on this?
Yeah. So I always have the conversations with my sellers like, hey, we don't have to pay buyer's agents. It's in your best interest to, because
it's going to make it very difficult to sell the house if you're not.
Yeah, especially buyers right now with the market, with the industry, what they know as the quote unquote norm from years ago, whatever, they're expecting the seller to pay the buyer's commission. That's kind of how it's always been. That's how it still is right now. But I tell them, like, you don't have to do it, but I would highly suggest not doing that because you're going to get what they tried to avoid in the first place, sellers or listing or buyer's agents not showing the property because they're not getting paid. Which is what they try to avoid. But if you're going to tell them, hey, we're not paying commission, guess what?
They're not going to
show the house,
because then that buyer has to pay his agent, which if you're a first time home buyer, you're already paying your down payment, paying for everything else.
Closing costs, moving, whatever. So when those agents call me, I do tell them, I'm like, yes. And I tell them, I don't care. It's like, okay, hey, it's 2%, 2.5%.
You do tell them the actual figure?
Yeah, whatever the number is. If they start complaining like, oh, well, I want more. I'm like, okay, well, write it in the offer and I'll discuss.
Yeah, I usually, so I'm a little different. I will say, yes, they are, but I don't give them a figure because I don't know what they're going to put in their offer and what they're going to ask.
Yeah.
So we've talked about it before. There's discount agents that might do it for cheaper. There's somebody that do it for a flat rate. So I'm not going to go back and say 2.5 to 3% when they're going to ask for 1.5 to begin with. So I just say, yes, they are. Just put it in your offer and we'll go from there.
Yeah. And I think I'll rephrase a little bit. I think I only tell them when they specifically ask what percentage.
Okay.
Because some will say, hey, are you guys paying commission? Yeah, just put it in your offers, but sellers willing to pay commission.
I'm not going to lie. When I write offers, I put 3 all the time.
So do I.
Because if you don't ask for the most or you don't ask, the answer is always no.
Correct.
So all they can do is counter and say another one. Then, okay, they're offering that. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to fight over commission and lose a deal for my client because that's not ethical at all.
Not at all.
So yeah, I always ask for 3 and then they counter. And
That just reminded me of something. I did have a buyer's agent walk away.
Oh, I've had one lost over it as well.
Yeah.
So that buyer probably doesn't know why they lost the deal. But yeah, the agent just being unethical, not getting paid what he wanted. So we didn't get that deal. It's like, okay, I'll sell it to somebody else. I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. And it was funny. He was like a super jerk about it too. He's like, okay, well, when the house sits on the market and you're ready to pay me what I deserve or whatever his verbiage was, he said that.
You're like, hey, pal, I sold it like the next weekend.
For more.
Yeah, for more. I would have texted it to him.
I probably should have. But yeah, so I mean, it really isn't as prevalent as you think. I would say at every 20, 30 calls, I maybe get one, if that. So I don't think it's a really big deal. I think agents are starting to realize like, hey, nothing's really changed in the market. Like the media made it seem. Sellers are realizing that, buyers are realizing that. So I don't really see that much.
There's no way for me to really tell either, but I would guess they're more inexperienced agents, like maybe newer, that are doing calling and asking that. I mean, I've never asked when I call. When I call the agent, say they love the house. Do you have offers? When are you going over offers?
Yeah.
We're going to be I'm submitting one. I never have asked that once.
I just
put it in the offer and send it.
The only time I've asked it was with a new home builder because sometimes they won't pay at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've always just submitted the offer. I put the commission in there and negotiated it. I haven't had a single one that said, oh, we're not paying commission.
Oh, they counter us back and sometimes it's lower than what I want, but the buyers want the house. So, I mean, we figured out.
Yeah. It's not a big deal.
So what are we looking at here?
Was that all of them?
That's all the ones I wrote.
We should ask more. All right. Well, I guess, you know what? We did have a lot more questions.
We didn't realize it would go so fast, but
Well, it's been 32 minutes, so we've actually
it?
talked for a while.
I guess obviously, is there other stuff that we haven't discussed? Yeah, drop them in the comments so we can go over those in the
Yeah.
future podcast. So.
Yeah, we'll definitely do another Q&A. It seems like it was something that you guys really wanted. We have questions that we didn't answer today because we didn't think we'd have enough time. So we'll do a Q&A number 2 in the next few weeks. And if you guys have any other questions, comments, any stories you'd like to hear, just whatever. We're open to whatever. So
send us suggestions. We're open to it.
yeah. So make sure you subscribe, like, hit the bell icon. We're dropping these every Tuesday
morning.
Here on YouTube for the video, and then Spotify, Apple, wherever you on your podcast that you listen to, they'll be on there. But every Tuesday morning we drop a new episode. So until next time.
Cool. Thank you for joining us. See you next time.